you will recognize my next guest from shows like Saturday Night Live, The Wendy Williams Show, and the sitcom called Outmatched. Stand-up comedian and actor Finesse Mitchell is coming to San Diego this week, and he's doing shows at the Comedy Store in La Jolla Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So joining me now live here is Finesse Mitchell right here on the floor. First of all, good afternoon and welcome to our show.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm happy to be here.
Happy to see you, and I bet you are super excited to finally get back in front of a live audience.
Absolutely, man. I've been quarantined with my family for over a year and a half, and now I'm finally back on the road. You know, when you can't leave the house, it goes from quarantine into prison. You know what I mean? Everybody in your house become your cellmates. They stop being family and they become cellmates. So I'm happy to be on the road, and I can't wait. You know, it took me at least 5 minutes to learn how to pronounce La Jolla.
Do not call it La Jolla. Do not do that.
I was calling it La Jolla, La Jolla, La Jalapeno Pepper, everything but La Jolla.
It's La Jolla. Hey, by the way, Finesse, I read that the very first time you jumped on stage to take part in a comedy show is because you were a guest at a club and you wanted to get out of paying the 2-drink minimum. So you said, I got a joke, and you ran up on stage and told it.
The host said, whoever has the best joke, we'll forget about the 2-drink minimum. And I was there with a group of guys and girls, and we were all on dates as a group, but we got free tickets. They didn't say anything about a 2-drink minimum. So nobody really brought any money because we were just right after college, post-broke. We were dead in the middle of being broke. But we all said, let's go to a comedy show. And then when we found out we had to pay extra money, Finesse Mitchell ran up on stage and took one for the team, and that ended up turning into BET's Comic View, Saturday Night Live, Disney Channel, Ant Farm, and then you see me on a lot of daytime talk shows now, just because of that one joke contest.
Just because you didn't want to pay for 2 drinks. I love it.
That's because I'm cheap.
That's because you're cheap.
And I didn't even like my date.
Okay, so let's talk about this. You wrote a book, and in fact, I heard you're working on a sequel. It's called Your Girlfriends Only Know So Much. It's for ladies, but it's a guy's perspective on dating. So I'm bringing in my co-anchor here, Kirsten, who does not have a ring on her finger. So I thought she was perfect for asking a few dating questions to get some perspective, Finesse. So let's find out. Kirsten, do you have a couple questions?
I do. I always have questions. First of all, without my ring on my finger. Okay, I'm dating. I'm seriously dating. We're talking about it. We're committed. You know, all this stuff. I met the family, Finesse. But how long do you think we should wait for a proposal? Let's just go there. Let's just put that out there. I'm coming out.
Let's start there.
That's a good.
Do you like this guy?
Love him. Let's put
You love him.
Love him.
Okay. So then there is no time limit.
What if it's like 10 years?
Okay, then there's a time limit.
Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go.
But I would say anything under, anything between the 3 to 5 year mark, you know what I mean? That, to me, that's fine.
Okay.
Because everybody who's like, oh, I'm gonna get married, and you only been dating for a year and a half or 2 years, you don't know that person.
Oh, Finesse, that's us. That's us. You preaching to us right now.
And then once we married, we sitting at home one day saying, girl, come get me.
Oh my gosh, don't do my life like this right now. Okay, thank you for reading me like a book.
Okay, so 3 to 5 years.
3 to 5 years.
What about another question? Any more questions?
Okay, so let me ask this follow-up question. Finesse, I am every bit of 35 years old. I'm looking at, what camera do I need to look at?
Right there, right
That one. I'm 35.
Okay.
Do I have 3 to 5 years to be waiting?
Oh, good question.
Yes, absolutely. Because you can't rush love and marriage. You don't have to rush the relationship to be happy. It's the outside pressure of this imaginary clock you think you have to live up to that's gonna mess you up mentally. Throw that clock out the window and just have a good time, and that'll make that man propose sooner than you thought he was.
Oh,
it's getting hot in here. Okay.
I like this.
You better come
I'm glad
through.
you're here.
I'm good at this, baby. Man, wait till y'all see me live.
Wait, I'm trying
fellas,
to
if you want advice, let me tell you this. It is hard to date when you live with your wife.
You didn't have to do that, Finesse. It is hard today, and it should be very hard today. Look now, Finesse, I was excited about your book, but if that's the kind of advice you're giving, we don't have to talk now.
That's for the fellas.
No, you need to give them the same advice.
Hey, by the way,
you know what? I say this all the time. Men will tell women the truth as long as we are not the ones dating you.
No. Okay.
Wait a minute. Let me give you 3 snaps up because he's telling the truth right there.
This is good stuff. Finesse, by the way, other projects you have that you're working on right now?
I have a dope podcast called Understand This. I interview all my celebrity friends, from actors to comedians to athletes. That's on all platforms right now. And then I just got a call from Mark Burnett, guys. And he kind of did a show called The Apprentice, and he did a show called Survivor, and he's done everything. And apparently, Finesse Mitchell has been tapped to host the new show, as long as negotiations don't fall apart.
Okay, we're going to keep our fingers crossed for you. And while you're working through all that, we will see you on stage live this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Comedy Store in La Jolla. Finesse, thanks.
Thank you, Finesse.
Thank you for having me. I hope I helped you. I hope I helped you.
You always do. You always do.
Finesse, thanks.